Hello, YouTubers. This is Michael Glia.
Josh,
and we are the UFC guys, and we are here for the top 10 of 2010. Woo! Starting at number 10, we have Thiago Sanchez versus Paulo Thiago at UFC 121. There's not a lot to say about that fight, except it was an all-out brawl, a great slam in round 3, I think, on Sanchez's part, and it was a unanimous decision fight. Okay? Anything?
nope, you got it.
Number 9, Frankie Edgar versus BJ Penn 2, UFC 118. Pretty much a repeat of UFC 112 when they fought the first time, but this was Edgar's time to say that he's the lightweight champion for a reason, and that he has that belt for a reason.
Motherfucker, I got the belt.
Exactly. Number 8, Shogun Rua versus Lyoto Machida 2, UFC 113. And yet again, they fought once at 106, I believe. I'm not sure, though. Don't take my word. And Machida won by decision. And it was a very controversial fight. You saw the fight, right?
Yeah, I saw the fight.
Who do you think won that fight?
Rua should have won that fight.
Yeah. But still, very controversial. And Rua comes in and says that that fight was a gimmick, and he knocked him out in the second round. Number 7, St. Pierre versus Koscheck 2, UFC 124. The reason behind this fight is it wasn't exciting. It was exciting. It was
exciting.
5-round brawl. Not really a brawl. It was just the superiority of George St. Pierre as a welterweight fighter. Now, I gotta ask you this for George St. Pierre. Now, I've been watching a lot of interviews saying that St. Pierre and Silva are to fight. What do you think behind that?
I think that would be a really interesting fight.
It would be the fight of the century. But the thing is, would you say St. Pierre goes the middleweight or Silva goes the welterweight?
I think Silva would go to welter.
The thing is, though, that Silva, he's already fighting at light, heavy, and middle. And that's just, and if he wins in welterweight, there's something, I think it's time to take him out because he's too good.
It's like he can go to any weight and beat the shit out of him.
Exactly. But, okay, anyways. Number 6, Shane Carwin versus Frank Mir, UFC 111 for the interim heavyweight belt. And Carwin was a underdog in this fight. He comes in 11-0, and he knocks Mir out in the first round in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And it's just showing how good of just how strong of a fighter Carwin is. He's dismantled Gabriel Gonzaga, Frank Mir, and I can't remember a lot off the top of my head. Punches and punches, and knocks him out cold. Okay, number 5, BJ Penn versus Hughes 3. Now, I know you want to talk about this one.
I do want to talk about this one. BJ, he's like, I gotta fuck somebody up. So he comes back strong, right out of training for intense training. Like, if you've seen the videos, it's half that shit nobody could do. And Hughes, he just needed a comeback from Edgar. The last, what is it, 3 losses? 2 losses?
No, Penn lost the second time they met.
Yeah. No, I'm talking.
Wait, what?
2-loss streak.
Who, Hughes? BJ. Oh, off Edgar.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Hughes. I'm sorry.
Okay. And then BJ just comes out an animal straight out the bat and fucks up Hughes.
And, yeah, Penn comes out, knocks him out in 21 seconds. That's all I got to say. Number 4, this is an interesting fight. Mirko Cro Cop versus Pat Barry at UFC 115. And this is a really interesting fight. It was an all-out brawl in the first round, right? It was a Bonner Griffin, okay? And they're high-fiving and hugging. And I just love that in the fight, to say that two fighters love each other. Like, you're a fighter, right? Yeah. Do you like fighting people you like or people you hate?
People I like.
You do?
Yeah, more than I like fighting people I hate.
Do you guys show that? Do you show that affection when you fight or no?
I like to. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get a little personal. You know, I'm just like, all right, whatever. It's just business.
It is exactly. But then Cro Cop comes in third round, rocks him, and gets a rear naked choke, which is pretty impressive off the total head kick master. And Cro Cop landed an axe kick, which I have never seen in so long. It wasn't effective, but it was still an axe kick, and it hasn't happened in a while. And that was just pretty cool to see. But number 3, Brock Lesnar versus Shane Carwin. Okay, this was the biggest heavyweight fight of in UFC history. And Shane Carwin comes out, just throws all his energy and punches on Brock Lesnar. And he did. And in your opinion, should they have stopped it in the first round?
They should have stopped it in the first round.
I agree. But Brock Lesnar was effectively defending himself, though.
Yeah, he was.
But, barely. He was just so fucked up.
Carwin should have won.
Carwin should have won. And his second round comes. Carwin's so tired. He's just exhausted. And Lesnar comes out, and what does he do?
Rope-a-dope. He just fucking triangle choke.
There you go.
Like, where the balls did that come from?
I've never seen Brock.
Where did a wrestler learn that move?
Same goes for Couture versus Tooney at UFC 128. That wasn't even a fight, but Couture got him with a triangle choke.
Yeah, he did.
And that's pretty amazing. But anyways, number 2.
Your favorite.
My favorite, Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar at UFC 121. This is the fight I was waiting for. I'm like, okay, I hate Lesnar. I just want to stay hopeful after that loss to Carwin, but maybe, just maybe, he'll lose that belt, and he did. Velasquez got that belt in spectacular fashion, and he did, and he knocked him out in the first round. It was great. And then so that's just what I gotta say. You have anything about the second fight?
Number 2? Yeah, Velasquez just overall better fighter that fight. Lesnar just lost all of his technique and just went out the window once he got rocked. Lesnar's strong. Velasquez is smart. The thing is that when a smart fighter and a strong fighter fight, the smart fighter's gonna win always. Okay. And now number 1 fight of the year, Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen. And this is another thing. I hate Anderson Silva just like I hate Lesnar. But Sonnen comes out, rocks Anderson Silva in the first round, takes him down ground and pound for 5.5 rounds. That's got to make a statement, don't you think? That does. It says Sonnen can dominate somebody, but can't finish.
Did, yeah. But Sonnen landed more punches on Anderson Silva in the first round than anybody has in Silva's career. And that's why it was fight of the year, but Silva lands a triangle choke in the 5th round. And I got to give a shout out to my buddy Nick Jones, who called it every single minute of that fight. He said, Sonnen better watch out for the triangle choke. And better, believe it or not, he got it. And that's all I got to say for this. Do you have anything else?
Good.
I'm Mike.
I'm Josh.
And we are the UFC guys. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.